I was waking up to you, my alarm, but you were never really here in my arms.
Hi everyone, Linda Heldman here for Canadian Beats. We are at the Fromagerie on Elgin in Sudbury. Beautiful, well, okay, maybe not quite so beautiful day. We've had some rain and stuff. It's all good though. I have with me Justine Giles. Welcome,
Hello.
Justine.
Thank you. Hello to the viewers I cannot see.
We caught up with Justine last year in Montreal, and we didn't do a video that it
No,
wasn't
we
written,
didn't.
but it was great. And you were living in Montreal. You were about ready to head out to
Vancouver.
Vancouver
Yes.
for the showcase.
Yeah.
Which was great. How did that go?
It went well.
Good.
I love the West Coast, whether it's Vancouver, California, anywhere out there. It always breaks my heart to leave. Like, by the time I leave, I go to the ocean, and I just get so upset to go. So it really does feel like home to me in a lot of ways. So anytime I have the opportunity to go,
You go.
I go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you're definitely a girl on the move.
Yes.
You've been back in Sudbury for a little while for some personal things that were
Yes.
going on.
Yeah.
And you're actually off to Montreal tonight
I
to
am.
pick up your stuff because you're moving to Toronto.
I am. Yeah, literally all over the place. Like you said, a lot of stuff was going on in my home life, so I had to take a little bit of downtime to be with my family in Sudbury. But after that, I had stuff booked in Toronto to start recording a new single in May, and so went and did that. That went really well. I had more family stuff in Southern Ontario going on, so I went and did that. Back to Toronto for the mixing and mastering and meeting, networking with all these people. And it's been really amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So the move to Toronto, do you have a date for that? Or
Yeah, I have to be there for August because I decided to take like an 8-week mentorship kind of course. And it's through Coalition Music. So they're a management company, and they manage Simple Plan, Tom Cochrane, I think Our Lady Peace. And so in this management company, they have a school for artists and entrepreneurs and also artist managers. And so they work basically one-on-one with you and help you take your career to the next level.
Wow, that's good.
So that's exciting.
That's good.
And I found out about that through my producer as well. So everything just seems to be intertwining and going well, and looking at recording a full album when I'm there as well in the fall. So everything is looking up in Toronto, I guess.
Great.
Yeah.
Your producer that you keep talking about is Bill Bell.
Yes.
And he's worked with the likes of Tom Cochrane.
Yes.
And Jason Mraz, who is incredible.
Of course.
Incredible people. Amazing.
Jason is one of my favorite artists and has been basically, I want to say my whole life, maybe not my whole life. But even throughout my teenage years, like Jason Mraz was my soundtrack all the time. And even as a person, I've found him to be very inspiring, and I've read his blog posts. I've sent him snail mail. He actually sent me a letter back one time, which I have in Montreal, so I guess I should keep that.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I organically met Bill through a lot of different artists that I started meeting, and everyone's kind of in the same circle. We were kind of a couple of degrees away, if you will, of separation. And so I started to do my research and realized he's worked with my favorite artists, and we kind of just hit it off. So
Great.
Yeah.
Great. And he's also a former Sudbury boy.
he is, yeah.
What's the likelihood of that? You travel to Toronto to meet
Exactly.
somebody from Sudbury.
Exactly, right? And someone who's also so connected to the West Coast because he's worked in Los Angeles for many years as well. So we have like a lot of these cool ties that intertwine. Both being from Sudbury, I think we have the same roots. And that's nice to work with someone who knows where you come from.
Right.
But he also sees where I'm going. So, and he's lived a life and a career that I aspire to live as well. So, yeah.
Great. I can't believe it was 2014 that you released Shine.
I know.
3 years ago. It's just, time has just flown by.
For sure.
And even when that came out, the music, a lot of the music on that was old for you
It
because
was.
you wrote it so many years ago.
Yeah.
And that did really well. You ended up, I know the past 2 years you were part of the CBC Searchlight.
Yes, yeah.
And you made top 25 both years.
It's pretty insane.
Which is, that's really good. You have to be good from the thousands upon thousands of entries that they get for that.
Well, thanks. A lot of that has to do with the people voting as well. So, I mean, thank you to the supporters for voting that through to make the top, first of all, to make the top 10 for one of the rounds, the regional rounds for Northern Ontario is great, but then to make the top 25 across the country is insane. And the support from CBC has been really great, local to Sudbury and also CBC Toronto. So
Right. Great.
they've been great.
Great. So on July the 7th,
Yes.
you have a new single coming out called I'm Done.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about the song?
Of course. This is honestly probably my favorite song I've ever written. I feel like it's very different from my old music, and I feel that some people probably won't see it coming. And so I don't know what the response is going to be from my old supporters that have been with me since Shine, because it's really progressed stylistically, lyrically, and I feel just the overall tone is a lot more empowering and a lot more bold, and vocally as well. It's just a lot more strong. It kind of represents me coming into my own and finding my voice in a strong way. And I feel that a lot of my old music was, it's not that it was bad or weak, but I just feel like it was a little bit more quiet and a little bit more, I'm kind of afraid to say this, but I'm saying it in a gentle way. And I think this new song, I'm Done, is very much like, I'm screaming this. This is how I feel, and I'm done.
Great. Great.
Yeah.
Now you have a promotion going on for that up until June the 30th.
Yes.
It's an exclusive pre-order single package.
Yes.
So tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, so I thought I would give a sneak preview to some of the hard, I don't know, what's the word, like diehard fans who want a sneak preview of the song to see the artwork for the single before everyone else. Some shout outs on Facebook and YouTube, stuff like that, and to get the song and own it the night before it's officially released. And so that whole package is $10, and people can pre-order that by emailing me, and they get to hear the sneak preview before the whole world does.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. I'm not sure when this is going to go up.
It might be later.
See if we can get it up at least, today's the 27th, so we have 3 days. Depending on Jenna's workload, I'll see if we can get it up at least by Friday, so you have that last day of people watching and hopefully buying. Please, if you can, go purchase it. And if we do miss that June 30th deadline, you can still buy it on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play.
Everywhere online. Yeah, exactly. So even if they do miss the pre-order, it'll be available June 7th everywhere online.
For 99 cents.
Yeah. 99 cents. Or sometimes it's $1.25, but I mean, it depends on the store.
Good.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. So you were saying this is a song that's completely different for you.
Yeah.
And represents you now as opposed to 3 years ago.
Yes.
And
beyond,
even when I first met you way back when. How do you feel, even in the past 3 years, how you've grown and developed as an artist?
That's a great question. I feel like I can't even put it into words, because the person that I was growing up here and performing here, and the person who moved to Montreal, and the person that is here today is a totally different person. I mean, I am the same soul, I'm the same spirit, I believe a lot of the same things, but I feel a lot different. I feel like it's harder for me to connect back to certain things or certain places or certain people, which just shows me the growth, because with every step I take moving forward with my music and growing and taking new risks and kind of getting more comfortable in my own skin as an artist, the more people seem to leave my life. And that's a hard process to go through. But things just stop resonating, and so that's a tough process. But I don't feel like my heart has changed. I don't think that I've changed in a bad way. I just feel like I'm becoming more of who I authentically was to begin with. I think there's a quote, and they say something along the lines of, you have to kind of undo all the things that you thought you had to be or say. And I think I've been going through this process of undoing and unbecoming, and taking away blocks that I've put up and walls that I've had up in my life for whatever reason. We do that a lot of times for protection or to feel accepted. We hide parts of ourselves. And so I feel like the Justine a lot of people knew was Justine, but Justine with a lot of blocks and walls up. And I feel like especially through this song and hopefully moving forward with the new album and just who I am as a person, is a little bit more walls down.
Great.
And less, less guarded, I guess.
Great. Well, I love you as a person. you have such a great spirit and such a great energy, and it does come through in your music. It really, really does.
I'm glad thank you. I'm glad to hear that, for sure.
So I personally am looking forward to hearing this new song.
Yeah.
And a new album coming up down the road whenever it does happen.
I'm hoping to get
together.
I'm hoping to get it done in the fall, but we'll see how things go. And I've applied for some grants because when you start working with more people, you have more people to pay, and the budget goes up increasingly.
Yes.
So I'll find out
Yes.
about that when I'm in Toronto doing this music program. So I'll find out late August into September, and we'll see where things stand in terms of grants.
Great. Okay. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to say to people watching?
Everybody? No. Well, I guess I should thank you for your support over the years. It's always great to catch up with you, whether we're in Montreal or here, or who knows, maybe we'll see each other
In Toronto.
Or
It's an excuse to go to Toronto.
Exactly. So thank you for your support, and thank everybody else for their support over the years, because through all the changes, it's nice to know that there are people that support no matter what, whether there's highs or lows on the journey, which there is for everybody. So thank you, everyone, for the support.
Great. Alrighty. We've been speaking with Justine Giles. Please check her out. We will post her socials and listen to her on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you go to listen to your music.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I'm Linda Heldman for Canadian Beats.